Welcome into the Inner Architecture Academy. Welcome, Marta.
Hi, Bata. Great to see you.
Great to see you too. And today we've got this really profound topic, which is how to create, lead, and receive from original life force instead of survival programming. So this is a very big topic, and we are going to try address everything that we have mentioned before the podcast. We've got this beautiful conversation where we were streaming this beautiful information, and it was so profound. It was like the beautiful download, which is very needed right now for people to become aware of certain dynamics in the field, in your own reality, in order to make better choices how to create your own reality, your life, your business, the relationship with people, with your own essence, with your own body. So we're gonna go into those topics and we're gonna try cover this with real life experiences because maybe it's nice to say that Marta did attend something beautiful like this gathering with people where you could see the topics which we're going to mention in the real lifetime, and the contrast was so big. And if you have noticed this and I have noticed those dynamics in life, this is definitely something that the collective, that we as women from this time of being are definitely ready to receive.
Yes, it's a very beautiful subject. And yes, as you said, it came up because I have examples from real life when I saw the energy in an environment that was very business orientated, very structured, and hard sales to an event that was very nurturing
Mm-hmm.
and very feminine and organic. And that's where I saw the contrast.
Yes.
So, in that hard environment, I wasn't attracted to it at all. Whereas some time ago, I would be like, oh, yeah, this is a very good price, and I can learn business skills, and they can give me the strategy that I can follow to make money, to make sales. But this time I was not attracted to it at all. I was actually
Mm-hmm.
kind of like repelled. I was like, I don't want to be in this environment.
Yes.
Whereas on the other event, where it was more natural, more organic, more kind of like soft, I wanted to go and join again.
Yes.
So
So
that, yeah.
maybe we can start with explaining actually the difference between creation from force and shortages and the principle of organic creation, because it might sound very spiritual, it might sound maybe even like something woo, but this is very important, profound difference in the possibility of creating something for yourself but also as entrepreneur, right? And for me, the finite creation is when we try to just make something, and you have this question in your head, what can I make in order to earn some money, in order to feel safe, in order to be known, to have more leads, to generate, in order to have some relationship, love, or where you go, the start point is from the shortages. So this is the finite energy from this reality where we are just trying to compensate the shortages in the horizontal plane by extracting something from things which already exist. It might be like you are going for some idea and somebody else got like this beautiful business and is thriving, and we try to copy. So we go to such an event and you go there to learn the tips and tricks, but there is no energy signature of your own in it. You are just trying to build something in order to survive the shortages, whatever it might be in your case. And no offense to nobody, because we all are navigating from this place sometimes, because this is such a convincing case that this hologram is the reality. But this, the on the other hand, you've got this organic creation where we tune in to this field where you are able to remember something rather than try to force into existence. So this is very coherent, and something is trying to be born through you. And there is this seed of truth, which, of course, in order to thrive, needs the divine right timing, divine right order. It's got this beautiful geometry, this beautiful design, which will be something from very different level from this soul connection, if you want to call it like this, or something much deeper than the energy of shortages. But in order to tap into this, you need some time, you need to have some level of trust, and you need to really tune in what is willing to come through you rather than what you're willing to force into existence. So basically that's the difference. And from what you have told, you could see this very dynamic in those during those two events, right?
Yeah, it was very like, black and white. And that also shows that how connected I've become with myself to actually to see the difference,
Yeah.
to see what I actually what I am attracted to and um, what I want to create in my business, in my life. I don't want to go because yeah, that kind of opened my eyes as well to how I want to build my business further because I don't want to go from that energy of lack,
Yeah.
of shortages, like you said. I want to give from overflow
Yes.
because when yeah, I don't want to just have this strategy to catch people to come and pay me for something that they might not even need.
Yes.
So I want to give because I believe that what I have to give is worthy. What I have to give is going to help someone who is
Yes.
ready to receive it. And this is that organic
Yeah, this
energy,
is.
organic creation. And I know it's going to take time um, because I believe that, things are unfolding for me in the right time, right moment, in that divine timing. And
Of
for me
course.
also, is the trust that I am going in the right direction as long as I stay close, as I stay truthful to my values, I will I will be there, I will get there. And it's
Yeah.
not going to happen over the night because it takes time to build that trust, especially if you want to do it this way. But I will get there.
Yes, and this is something beautiful what you are saying, because the creation is something, it's not just an idea. This is like a living frequency coming through you. It got its own intelligence and definitely the timing. And it is like the co-creation together with the field where you creating something from deeper level, which is nourishing for people who receive it. You've got this energetic value, and it's not only the noise you are trying to sell, which is like we were laughing, giving people bread with I don't know, peanut butter, and there is no, they just do not have hunger anymore, but they are not nourished. So this is the difference, because if you create from this deeper level, it's gonna have the signature of your essence coming through, all these beautiful fields of your big self, and giving the expression, because I believe really on deeper level that such a creation have got this beautiful signature of your soul. You can call it as you like, but this is the very moment that this big you is trying to express itself through you in using your body, your earthly brilliance, and you've got a different quality than us people trying to copy something, because in the copy of something or someone there is no original current of your essence, and it's never good. It's not nourishing. It's probably also the noise that people are experiencing, and how many Instagram profiles, when you scroll through it, you see that people say like, I am teaching about the authenticity, but in the background, they are trying to survive and they are copying what works for other people. So, where is the authenticity in the first place to send out? People feel this nowadays. So, this is not the original current trying to
Mm.
express itself, right?
Yeah, and you know what? My whole life, I wanted to be someone else. I wanted, yeah, that's true because, I never felt like I was worthy being me. So always
Mm.
wanted to be like somebody else until the point, like, when I kind of awakened to my own self. And now I kind of have this strong feeling that I don't want to follow somebody else's strategy. I don't want to follow I don't want to copy exactly what you just said. I don't want to copy what somebody else is doing because finally I am being me.
Yes,
And
and
I
this
need
is
that
the
trust that this is
breakthrough.
enough.
Yes, and this is such a breakthrough. This is exactly the threshold that we are guiding people through because, at some point you stop resonate with the noise and there is something real coming through where you want to go into the life. And, this is big because when you stop following people, when you stop creating from this place that you are not enough, but trying to survive, you tuning into something greater. And I believe this is profound moment. And hear me in this one, because there is really something beautiful appearing. Like, this looping mechanism where we trying to step out of pattern of doings, of behaving, and you finally have this eureka moment where you see this loop, that this is something, that this is not your identity but something, a pattern that you are re-entering over and over again. And this is big a wow moment, right? But there is almost nobody who asks one question, which is the very needed question to stop the looping mechanism once and for all, because you can always trying to heal the surface. Even if you have awareness, it's just information. You haven't changed anything yet. But at the moment you ask, who is repeating this pattern? Which part of me is projecting this into this reality? And from which place and what I am defending in order to survive? You have really gold information. And I believe in with creation, we enter the same pattern, because if you try to copy other people and you think you're not good enough, this is not the totality of you. This is one scattered piece of you who is projecting something into this reality. So if you go and create from this level of separate self, of this scattered self, like sub personality, you are not creating organically. The creation is going to be always extracting something from the horizontal plane in order to survive, because you are not enough. Maybe someone else is better speaker, so you're going to go and copy. You're going to learn some skills, but this is not your identity. You try to copy someone, and this is never the creation as it was thought through
Mm.
by your soul. So I think this is very, very big something.
Yeah, this actually came up on my last session with my coach. He asked me a question because it was our last session for now, maybe. We'll see. But yeah, he asked me this question. So, what did you learn about your power over these sessions? And then I took a moment and I realized that the power is to be me.
Yeah. And this is
This is my
something,
power.
I can get
And
really,
this is like everyone, I think all of us,
yeah.
not only like, it was personal. I said it as personal to me, but the power is in being you.
Yeah, and this is something what makes me very emotional when I think about this, how bad we are in this current system in motivating in an individual. My old client from the Netherlands, she just became mom for the first time. She got this beautiful baby set, and I know she's gonna be great mom. This is a really beautiful woman, but I was just, contemplating during the weekend about this baby Seth and, beautiful innocent baby. And can you imagine that if you have parents who are not aware about themselves, they gonna try to put this child into this current system which is built to mold you into existence, so you become a follower, you worker for somebody else. Do not ask any questions. Before you know, and you're gonna shape your own identity. And I believe it begins pretty fast, like with 1.5 year, maybe six, I don't know, that you realize that you are a separate being from your mom, and you try to shape this earthly ego, which is beautiful to survive here, because otherwise you cannot live here and do things as you. So you need this to create. But if people are not guiding you to maintain the connection of you being you and being this beautiful essence with a signature, you're going to be molded so much that you just forget who you are and what you are coming here to do. And then we expect from each other so many things on in every discipline of life. Every Your body needs to be perfect. You need to be perfect mom, perfect lover, perfect driver, perfect. But we never ask truly, who are you? Because the you is the role you are saying. And my husband once, and he is the lover of the Camino. This is this beautiful journey where you walk like, I don't know, 800 kilometers more.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
And he said, like, the most beautiful thing is on this Camino, which is for like 5 weeks. You go from place to place. You just carry 2 t-shirts and underwear. I don't know, very little belongings. And he said the most profound is that there is this human connection without any role. Nobody gives the F if you are the bank owner, or you have, I don't know, record studio, or nobody gives it them. And they have these different connections. Like they just, before they just see each other for the first time, someplace at lunch, and they just plug in into this area where your essence is, and they ask you, what made you to be here? What is your reason you here?
Wow, I have goosebumps.
Yeah, and he is, even haven't walked myself. The stories were so intense to hear, because I think we all recognize this belonging to be seen as you, to
Yeah.
show yourself as this soul, like, hey, that's me. I am such a beautiful being, and I love you all, and I've got this great package of superpowers. For you guys, let's share, let's exchange. And this is the Camino, that he says, like, people are really unconditional with helping each other and going into this connection, which is very, very authentic, because there is nothing you need to perform. No makeup, maybe some holes in your socks. Nobody gives them.
Yeah. I know the feeling from my mountaineering expeditions. So yeah, it doesn't matter, how much money you have, how wealthy you are, what your position is.
Yeah.
In the mountains, we are all the same, fragile little people. In the scale of, I'm talking mountains, because we are not fragile and little,
Yeah.
just to be clear.
You are at if you have certain roles and going from the wounds, you are fragile and small, and
Yeah.
you need to defend and protect something. But are you really? Are you really? And maybe, this is such a profound topic, but it will be, I think, great to give people some clue how to maintain this connection, how to get there, and how to remember who you are, and how to create organically. Because, this is so funny, but if you will be making pasta sauce and you have this course with 11 people and they are trying to make this pasta bolognese, and they all have the same ingredients, they all have this beautiful passion for kitchen, they want to learn, and everyone is there just open and in receiving some information from the master on how to cook the bolognese. But all of them will make really different sauce with different flavor, different taste, because your own signature will be pulled out of the essence into this pasta sauce. So there is no competition. It's like the variety. And when you try, after all, after cooking, they all try what they made and they are amazed that they've got just the same ingredients. But everyone made it really different pasta bolognese. And, you cannot be copied.
Mm.
So my one gift for people is maybe I wish for you that you realize that you are so unique. There is no other you. So dare to be you, because I think this is not only nice, but this is your task for this lifetime to show people who you are and start to create the things you came here. We don't need another Angelina Jolie. One is enough. We don't need another Martha. One is enough, because the copy of you will be not that great. So waste of time to copy you.
Exactly,
Waste.
because I'm, yeah, so amazing and unique, of course.
But so number one, just invest in the relationship with your own uniqueness and dare to be you. And it might be fierce in private that when you receive this divine creation, this beautiful inspiration that you want to put out. And this is something what I am doing often when I get something. I try to put in everything I do, like, the idea, those insights, downloads of information. I try to right away embody in everything I am doing. But maybe this is just for me, so that I can just absorb and, just exclusive for me. Because if I am willing to take this, then I can discover, and often this is my journey, when I take the time to just consume something for me, I learn also that this creation that wants to come through me is also asking things of me. And it might be like losing pieces of myself, some behavior, or maybe go and discover something else which is outside of my comfort zone. It will ask, it's a like interaction. So when I have this beautiful insight and you give yourself the time, the creation will ask something of you. And this is always in
Mm.
your advantage. It's like this exchange with your soul essence. And then you're going to feel it when it's the right time and if to go out and put it out. But give yourself time, trying to train yourself that waiting is not always that you need to be bored and go look on your phone, but just be with yourself, invest in the relationship with your greatest part, this all-knowing part.
Yeah, this is the hardest thing, isn't it? To be patient, because in this world, like these days, we are conditioned to want everything right now because everything is so available, even like with mobile phones. Before we weren't so connected through the mobile phones. We had to wait, like, we were writing letters, or we would see someone once a month. So there was no that urgency. Okay, I'm gonna send you a text message and I'm expecting you to reply right away
Yes.
because you have the phone. So we are kind of taught to that we want everything right now. That was just an example of that. So it's really hard to break that, to
Yeah.
learn this patience and to wait that everything is going to unfold at the right time.
Yes, and this gives you also clue maybe that everything which is being backed or fired by urgency is per definition finite creation mechanic, because urgency is always something which is streaming from shortages, not enoughness. So this is great clue. Like, if something is asking you to go and react, it's always urgency.
Yeah.
Thus, you are not tuning in, but stepping into the action from the shortages. That's a very important clue.
Yeah. And the thing is, everything applies really, like all this, well, rules or like values, it all applies to every single aspect of your life.
Yeah.
And I feel like sometimes we forget that because we will learn business and we create values for our business, but we don't have those values in our life, like, private life, in our relationship, but it's all connected.
Yeah, because your
And
business,
it
that's the
all,
reflection of your
yeah,
feelings. And even the automatization, we've got this conversation also before we start the podcast. Like, there is nothing wrong with automatizations because they are nice and they make your life easy because this is very difficult to, we don't have turn arms and three hands. But if you go and make like the automatization of to everything without tuning in, it's gonna be very dry action without this signature of you in everything you are doing. So before you automatize anything, just sit with yourself and just put a lot of essence into it with this intention to be of service and not just, I don't know, trying to generate and generate and generate without the embodiment in it, without the spark.
Yeah.
You know how, for me, there is like this cliche right now, like a lot of women are this black, dark feminine and being magnetic.
Oh,
But
we need to do podcast about this because I'm super interested in this subject. So maybe next one we do about the dark feminine energy.
yeah, because this is so polarized and twisted, and this is like using you being woman in order to generate. So that's a great topic to talk about, but this is this polarity that is not good because we're gonna go and create something from very wrong place. I don't know what I was trying to say something. I just
About the automatization, and then we were talking about automatization and um, being careful how we use it so we don't lose the human
the
to
human
human
aspect.
connection. Yeah.
Yeah, because there is nothing wrong with making your life easier, but if you strip away everything and become aware that you are just generating because you need just more money or more attention and you feel that you have not enough,
Yeah.
it's never
I
going to be great. I
yeah.
did lose the topic I wanted to say, but doesn't
Anyway, yeah,
matter.
I feel like, about the AI and automatization. Yeah, it's like I feel like it's a test for us as well. Like,
Yeah,
I use a lot AI to like write my posts, and it was helping me a lot, like especially at the beginning when I was like getting out. And for me, showing up on social media was a huge thing that I needed to overcome. And my English is not my first language, so it's not that great. And I had to overcome all these insecurities. So AI was great tool to help me just even like, get out there.
yeah,
But now I feel like it's like I'm slowly, as I'm being like more brave with being myself. I don't want to use it as much.
yeah,
Like, I just don't want to be like, oh, create a post for this. I just, I still use it, but I write my own words, and then I still allow it to correct the grammar or
yeah,
whatever. But I'm
yeah,
putting like more of my own essence into it than I was at the beginning. And like, and the thing is, we as human, we are getting used to things quickly. So, I remember like when the AI started coming in, I hated those recorded messages. Like, when I have to speak to the machine. But now it's became normal. So it doesn't annoy me so much anymore because how quickly, and the thing, like
yeah.
how quickly I got used to it.
Yeah, and in a lot of cases, I was really shocked. I have listened to someone else's podcast. I have no clue anymore who it was. But the question was, so the host asked the participant, like, are you still using your intuition or ChatGPT? And this person said, like, yeah, I used to check everything with ChatGPT. And I was like, hold on. So
Mm,
you are checking with ChatGPT about things you're supposed to let it through you, feel, experience. It shocked me, because don't get me wrong, this is such a beautiful thing to for organizing things, to give you some idea that you are overlooking, or organize, like the structure, because I tend to have like so many ideas and then I put them and then it's the artificial intelligence can make this like in clear steps, and then I see
structure.
the brilliance of my messy creation. I just so sometimes it's good to see it, and I am also as well dyslexic, so I do like to go and just that it corrects my mistakes. but it I will be not very happy to replace it and just, because there is no life force in it.
Yeah, but I'm guilty of that too. But that comes, I think, with, as you said, like with trust to yourself. Because once you start getting those ideas and
Yeah.
everything, you don't, and your mind is conditioned to look for the answers outside,
Yes.
to look for the approval on the outside. So yeah, I was guilty of checking with ChatGPT whether this is a good idea or not.
Yeah, you
But
can
the more
definitely.
confident I am with myself, that disappears.
Yes.
So I'm, more and more trusting whatever comes to me. I'm trusting it.
Yes. And then, do not take these answers from ChatGPT as for something finite, definitely,
Yeah.
because it's not right. But I just created a course where I wrote some prompts for ChatGPT or another engine to check something that people gonna generate. It's general, they gonna go and discover the looping patterns. But this is so big. So I did create something to just make like the mirror out of the no I don't know, like I'm missing the word. So exactly, you're going to go and figure out the mechanism of your own inner environment, and you put it everything like on the paper, and then you can put it into the engine to just give you idea from like mirroring you what you have gathered until now, and it can structure this to more visible mechanism for you. And in this way, it's great because you can more even see your own looping mechanism and see it from like another level. But then again, do not make this like the chat GPT knows something for you, or have got the solution, because that's never the case. It's a great tool to help us with, but not replace us,
Yeah.
in my opinion, right?
Yeah, exactly. And then,
Yeah.
yeah, it just depends what prompt you give it.
Yeah.
Because if you put a lot of what I've noticed, if you put a lot of your own like thoughts and like your own situation, it just kind of like replicates it.
Yeah.
So,
It's reflecting.
when you start, yeah, paying attention, you start to see that it actually repeats this
Yeah.
chain of thoughts, kind of, that you gave it.
And you need to
So
know
yeah,
how
so
to
you have
use
to
it.
be careful with that.
Yeah, you
And
need to know how
actually,
to
yeah,
use it, because I have
yeah,
seen that this is also trained to not to offend you and just give you, yeah, yeah, that's a great idea. But
yeah.
if you ask differently, say, actually, this is a really crappy idea you've got there.
And they're like, yeah, Marta, you're absolutely right. It's very crappy. So I'm like, which one is it then?
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. So basically you need to trust yourself. That's the bottom line. Use it as a tool, but trust your own intuition, your own knowledge.
yeah. And the greatest things, they are not figured out, but they remembered.
What do you mean?
Like we are always going for the greatest ideas, for the greatest quotes, and the ancient knowledge from outside. But I have noticed that the greatest things that we can come up with for ourselves is when you tune in and you just remember some truth on a different level as information from the outside, but like remembrance, because we do carry a lot of knowledge in ourselves. It's like, if you just think about your DNA and about the ancestral line, there is so many people before you who contributes to your database that you can extract the information from, experiences, knowledge. Just tune in, because the body remembers everything, the DNA remembers a lot, but also this vertical connection to your own essence, which is the multidimensional aspect. We are not just this human, and I don't want this to make this too spiritual, too woo woo, but we are not just Martas and Beatas. We are such a great beings having, like the souls having bodies.
You know what I just saw actually this morning? It reminded me there was a quote from Jim Carrey that we are not humans having a universe or God experience. We are the universe having a human experience.
Exactly.
So we are, call it a soul having a human experience. So it's not, it's not no longer woo woo. It's just, it's a no, it's a common knowledge. It's becoming a common knowledge, I think. I mean, for people that are more spiritually aware, it's not a woo woo thing.
No, it is
And
not.
and the quantum physics, that's science that explains a lot of it. So it's not no longer woo woo stuff.
No, because I think on deeper level, again, we start to remember who we are. And, the schooling system and the society, you've got this, they did really such a clever job to make us forget. But I think we cannot
Amazing.
forget something we are
Yeah.
in essence, because this is the true part of you and it is so strong. It breathes you into this life. When you come here, the first breath is who does this? How does it work? But also when you breathe yourself for the last time, you are coming back to something, you are being picked up by your soul again with joy, with love. So people starts to remember this, and this is really great. Maybe another topic, because I think this is very
Yeah.
needed right now with all the noise, to just remember that this is not the reality, that just is.
Yeah, because the other day I was thinking, like we go to the church, we believe in God, we talk about the spirit, we talk about the soul. And then when we meet, we say it's a woo-woo stuff. So it's like, people go to the church, listen to that, but they are disconnected from it. They take it like it's just a knowledge.
Because they did. It's a concept they are adapting, but this is
Yeah.
not your lived experience. And Bible happens to have maybe some beautiful information, but also a lot of BS, because it is human written, and probably through the history, people who want to have certain things in this reality rewrite it, rewrite it, rewrite it, right? So it's
Yeah.
really something that you are receiving. If I am so amazed by the dynamics of the cults, because this is so fascinating how they get you there, how you become it, because they are using just some mechanism to mold you. And this is something small which they doing with us collectively on earth as well. You are being molded, so you are rather adapting some idea that there was a guy who was able to, no gravity at all, walking on water. You just, yeah, Jesus walks on water, right? Yeah. But if you say somebody like, I was able to deal with my brain tumor without any help and I am healthy and I'm okay, people like, she's a lunatic.
Yeah.
She is a lunatic. And yet, am I here? Or am
Yeah.
I, crazy? I am really healthy person having human experience, and I could stretch my boundaries to different degree. That's all. I am not special. We have been taught something, and
Yeah.
this is the maybe the beauty of life, so you know how to navigate here, but this is also the limitation. And again, we learn something because we need to
Yeah.
learn how to navigate here, but do not lose your own damn GPS.
Mm. Yeah, I was just, kind of like, that contradiction clicked for me that, we actually talk about it the whole time. Every religion talks about connection to something greater, to the spirit. But then, suddenly, like, it's a woo-woo stuff.
It's a woo stuff,
And
and
like, how does it, it just doesn't make sense for me.
no, and look how many religions are designed to make you believe that the very thing, this enlightenment, this knowledge is outside of you.
Yeah.
Like you need to have to go to the church because you need this one guy to be for you, like the between person between you and God. There is nothing exclusive for you. You need a middleman.
Yeah.
And the old way, I have noticed in I have listened to some Polish podcasts where people are really remembering who they are, and there are like really famous people who start to talk about those stuff, like they've got this remembrance and they do not go for this bullshit anymore that they are limited. They are talking about souls, they are connected to something bigger. So there is a big shift in empowerment, and this is a very profound moment into this life to become aware of who you are and what you are capable of, because there is no victims here. We create this reality. And wouldn't it be just nice to convince yourself that you are not a victim, but you are contributor to everything you are focusing on? And rather, are you willing to extract things from the finite possibilities, or you rather to build something next to the system because this is really falling? Look what is happening to Europe. Look, are you going to lose yourself and create from the shortages, or you just reconnect yourself to something greater, and parallel to this reality you start to build something much more profound, much more honest, much more authentic? This is the great time to become aware of the possibilities, and probably we have no clue how powerful we are yet, because
Mm.
you cannot give a weapon to a child, right?
Mm.
But slowly but surely, we are starting to become mature enough to plug into this organic creation. And organic creation is not my gain over your back. This is something that is not, do not navigate in corruption, in shortages, in organic creation doesn't produce any chaos. So therefore, silence is also something that you need to embody. Because in the silence, in those silent moments, those moments where it seems that nothing is happening, the greatest shifts are occurring without
Mm.
collapsing your nervous system with, I don't know, Kundalini awakenings or whatever. But it's too boring. It doesn't sell when you say, like, tune in to your eternal essence and you need time and quiet. No, you rather pay for 10 steps and go.
Yeah, but that's, exactly. The magic is in the boring, in
Yeah.
the quiet, but we are conditions that we need stuff from the outside, that we need those, I keep forgetting the word, impulses from the outside to give us the energy. Because when it's boring, it's like, what do? It's like I realized that quite maybe I felt it in my body actually yesterday, like because now I'm doing 3 days water fast, and I just decided to do nothing, like
Yeah.
for the weekend, just do water fast, save the energy. And it was so hard. Like yesterday I was just lying in bed, and it was really uncomfortable. It felt like, like at some moments it felt like parts of me were dying, and I was just like, oh my God, what is going on? And I, started messaging you because I was like, I need to, cover it up. But it just shows you, how much stuff is there
Yes.
in
Yes.
those moments.
Yes, it is. And I am still trying to convince you that we really need this dark retreat, like going 3 days in the 5 days in a dark hole. And
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's hard for me to 3 days without doing nothing, not even cooking or eating or anything. It's just like it's so weird, when you just don't do anything,
yeah, because it's
not
very
even eating.
comforting.
Your body is like, is this sensation. Your body is like you're not giving me the fuel to survive, but yet I am fine.
Yeah, that's very fascinating.
Yeah, so it's like, in a Wim Hof breathwork, we do the retention time. And it's like, because you get a lot of oxygens when you do the rounds of breathing. And then at some point, you just lie there and you don't even need to breathe.
Yeah.
And it's
Yes.
just this connection then with you and your body, the divine. It's
Yes.
beautiful
Yes.
in a
Yes.
way,
Yes.
yeah, but
Yes.
it's hard. It's not easy.
It's not easy because we are not taught to how to do this, but I do this. I call this the atomic breathing, where we go and tune in into the infinite field, the eternal field of first intelligence. That's the name I am choosing to call for the eternal field, the God. And when you tune into this and you breathe with the eight atoms of your physicality, when you breathe with the spaces between, this is something really profound. But I think my camera is, I might be offline. I don't know, weird message I've got. But you can learn how to breathe the essence with your whole body without breathing. It's really fascinating, and people can stay really for a long time without breathing because they are being breathed through this essence, right? It's
Yeah.
fascinating, but maybe another topic for another episode.
Yeah.
So let's close this one.
Going back to, yeah, organic creation.
Yes. So do
Yeah,
you
but
want
these
to
are,
add
yeah, these are
something
the
more?
tools. These are the tools you need to kind of like to be able to stay in that silence, in that stillness. So you get those messages. So you start creating organically. So it's all connected as well. What we're talking about here now, it's all connected to that because you need to
Yes.
learn to, you need to unlearn the urgency.
Yes.
You
So
need to
I,
unlearn the fast movement. You need to
yeah.
slow yourself down, basically, to
Yes.
be able to receive and to be able to feel it in your body.
Yes, the original current, this eternal flame, what I am calling, and everything which is not this eternal essence is just the noise, like the scaffoldings around you. So, in order to come into the essence, you must not add anything else from outside, but just let little by little the scaffoldings fall down because
Yeah.
they are not you. Those are circumstances, identities, ideas about life, but they are not your original essence. So the invitation is the organic creation needs your presence to tune in and allow it in a way that is not focused on survival, not focused on managing, controlling, but just being in the moment and feeling what is trying to express itself into the being through you rather than you forcing it to existence.
Beautiful. And I think it's a beautiful way to end the subject.
Yes.
So, Beata, thank you very much for this amazing conversation.
Thank you
And
too.
yeah, we will leave you to stay in stillness and silence and connect to
Yes.
your higher
So
self, to your soul, to your, what do you call it? How do you call it, Beata?
the
Say it
eternal
again.
flame.
Yeah, internal flame, the life force, however you want to call it.
Yes.
Um, yeah. And
So
we
we see
also,
you
yeah,
in the
yeah, we'll
next
see you
one.
next, yeah, in the next one. And as always, we invite you to subscribe to this channel and ask us any questions you might have. Yeah, we're here for you.
Bye.
Bye.